Okay. I dropped like 300 frames, but oh, there it goes again. My stream is dying right now. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I need to reset my internet. I really don't want to. What? What's up, Frobeard? Oh! Get off dial-up. No, I don't know what's wrong with it. We might just roll with it and hope that it does okay. What you're listening to is actually like it's like an orchestral remix of the Fire Temple theme, so we don't actually have that up yet. Oh, I'll turn on the real game sound here. Oh my god, that's loud. Okay, let's get into the real game here. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Thank you for already coming in. What's up, are you wonderful peeps? Frankie, what's going on? Markars, Rick, Thrax. I'm going down the list here. I know Jade's here. Kyle, Frobeard, my fucking sexy man. Try unplugging your wireless internet chip. I don't have that. Holy fuck, dude. 22 months!
Hey babe, it's been 22 years, can you believe that? I'm so happy that we are friends. Here's to almost 2 years. I love you, babe. Life wouldn't be the same without you. Big kisses, full homo.
Call me babe, it's weird. It's weird. I don't like hearing it through Justin's voice. But thank you, Rick. I love you too, buddy. 22 months, that's insane. 22 whole years of subscription. Insanity, dude. Thank you so much. You're the best. I'm playing GBs on COD since I got a day off. Guess what rank we are? I have no idea. What rank are you guys at this point? I haven't played COD in a while, so... we can turn this up a tiny bit. Second? What the fuck? Have you guys been playing like a ton? I feel like you have to have a lot of matches to do that. That's insane. You don't have mobile delay? Oh, that's fucking amazing. I don't know that I've gotten to enjoy Rick without mobile delay. Alright, so we were on the Fire Temple. We just got there, I'm pretty sure. Yes. We literally just walked in. 97 and 5? That's retarded. Why aren't you guys making money off of this yet? Alright. Oh, I gotta get used to this again. Gotta learn how to shoot a bow and arrow, you know? There we go. There we go. It's not gonna last long. You get like 5 minutes of watching before it shuts off. You and your mobile data. That shit's terrible. Okay, so I think last stream we went and did this, but I stopped myself so we could do the Fire Temple for its own stream. So this is all we did of the Fire Temple so far. Ow. Come over? Excuse me? How are you guys doing? How's your week/weekend been? My weekend's been pretty bad because I've been working all weekend. But I have like some days during the week off. I worked extra shifts because like the Y will be closed on for Thanksgiving and stuff. And then I have tomorrow off for some reason. I don't know. It's just how the schedule worked out, so my schedule's been whack, but it's okay. We're good now. That's why I didn't stream last night. I needed to kind of chill. But I can do this tonight and it works. Yeah, let's hang out. Okay, Kyle, I'll be there in 20 hours. Ayo!
Yo.
Yo! Yo! Yo, Gabe, thank you for 20 months of sub with your Twitch Prime, baby. Thank you, homie. Cheers to you. Cheers with water. That's all I'm drinking tonight. I've been eating pretty well, and I've been drinking only water. Well, except for beer. I can't stop drinking beer. But I've been drinking lower calorie beer. It's very weird. A wall that you can destroy with Gorn's special crop. Okay, well, I have a bomb. Beer and water. Nice hydro flask. This is not even close to a hydro flask. Look at that.
Legal to drink in America, boy. 555555555.
Yes. Why did he read it that way? God damn it. Barley, 21 months. Why are you subbing at tier 2? Why are you subbing at tier 2? God damn it. Thank you, Andrew. You fucking lovely man. Thanks for the 21 months, buddy. I miss you. Cheers. Thank you for being here. What's up, Curb? How you doing? This isn't a fucking hydro flask. It's like a... Look, it's a beer thing. Look, it's still beer related. Fuck you, Rick. There was no 5. I guess it read the 5 eyes as 5. Fuck you, I sub at tier 9. You better not. 5555. Yeah, he's just speaking Roman numerals. Now normally you can turn the text to speech. I figured it out. There's a security setting where you can turn it off to where he doesn't spam things. So like whenever somebody puts a bunch of... I'm gonna have to reboot the bot now. I'm gonna get rid of sound effects. My computer can't handle them anymore. It breaks my bot every time, Rick! It's like, this is just like daily now. Rick broke the bot. I'm turning off sound effects. I'm sorry, they break the bot. You guys can't even have sound effects anymore. They're too problematic. Shane, what's up? It's actually a 27-hour drive? Fuck, dude. Never mind, I'm not coming over then. If it was 20, it'd be different. Barley never followed me back on Instagram. Hey, look, what just happened? Something happened. What was I talking about? Oh, the spam filter on Justin. So I found out that I had it at like a certain point, so that's whenever people like spammed letters, he would just say like, he wouldn't say the word. Because I had it like too high, so I turned it down, so now he's gonna say stupid shit when you put a bunch of letters and sounds. I don't mind it, I think it's kind of funny. Just don't put a lot of 7s. Having no delay is weird, yeah? I wonder if it's just Rick's. I don't know, I just turned them off. Hello, how are you doing? It's Victor. What's up, Maltabear? Victor. I'll call you Victor. How you doing, Victor? Yo, Pierce, did you see my message about how I hate Streamlabs? No, why do you hate Streamlabs? Why 7s? Everybody just, he'll read it out. Like if you put 1,000,000 7s, he'll read the number. I think this is bad. Yeah, we don't want to do that. It'll send us to him. What the fuck? Okay. Damn, I do not remember them being that easy. We don't even need money for anything. We're not using the hook shot for it. I know that's how you're supposed to do it. Oh, yeah, you told me that. You use Streamlabs OBS, don't you? I don't like Streamlabs OBS. It feels too incomplete for me. Wait, was there literally nothing else in here? That doesn't seem right. Can I bomb this, maybe? This is where I'm gonna start forgetting a lot of things, because, like, I haven't done the Fire Temple in a long time. I won't forget a ton, but... Okay. Don't kill me, I'm sneezing! Okay. It's an enemy, so it is, in fact, bad. What's up, Smithy? How you doing, buddy? Upskirt shot. I lost all my time to Streamlabs and Bowser Throws. Yeah, Bowser Throws is usually where every speedrunner loses all their time. Streamlabs is usually not a problem. That sucks, and I'm sorry. Yeah, we gotta look at your... Because is your capture card still cutting out? Because we need to not let that happen. That's like... You can't speedrun when that's going on, you know? Fucking upskirt shot. Look at that. I'm up later than I should be. That's me all the time, Smithy. Actually, I've been going to bed a lot earlier lately. not like really early, but I'm not falling asleep at 8 a.m. anymore. That's part of the reason why I haven't, there's a few people I haven't gotten to talk to as much lately, because I'm actually making myself go to bed. I've had to work some earlier shifts this week, so I'm kind of in like a different schedule now. What's up, Melissa? How you doing? My boo thing. How you doing, Melissa? Was your day okay? I know you were talking about work and stuff. You're releasing me? I'm not holding you prisoner. I'll tell you a secret. Each of my brothers touch behind their knee. Okay. I napped when I got home, so I fucked myself on that one. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been going to bed early. It's weird. Ah! Ow! Alright, we can get out of there. I couldn't remember if you could walk up that. We need to get the hammer before we can do this stuff in the lobby. I'm slowly remembering. First can touch me behind the knee. My. Yeah, I was okay. I didn't work today, but I'm definitely gonna be looking for a new job. Well, I hope you get that sorted out. Having like a job that you dread going to is terrible. Fuck that. Hey, person chat. Caring, what's up, dude? Get all you guys. I need to catch up with everyone. I miss all you guys. Thax, thanks for the host, buddy. Yeah, I don't think this works. I think you have to climb it. I remember trying to do this and it wouldn't work. Okay, never mind. I'm just wrong. Bombs. I don't... Oh, it's been too long since I fucking streamed, dude. I was not ready for that shit. God damn it! Ooh, dude, I'm so glad it does it on the left. I used to have a window to my left, so it used to get me. It doesn't even make sense. There's windows to my left, but no one will be able to hit them because it's high up in the air. But it still gets me just as bad. But not speakers, yeah. Shane, thanks for the 35 bits, you evil motherfucker. Jesus Christ. I haven't been sleeping good at all? Yeah, no, you just can't sleep, okay. Shane, no. No! No! Stop, dude! Ugh! Gross! Dude, I hate it! No, dude. Why do you... No, why do you do this? This is my fault for putting it as an alert, but you just continue to do it. Shane, thank you for the 235 bits. I fucking love you, dude. I've been using a white noise machine for 30 minutes of that, and I'm good. Wait, what? For sleep? Fuck you, stupid bats. Easy. Just get over there. I don't know that that's very good design. You have to like walk along that very small ledge, but whatever. I like whenever I see Purse W, I just do the smile into the screen. If you just crop my face as I'm smiling, then you'll see it. You can recreate it perfectly. Oh my god, Pokejava! Pokejava, once again playing Red Dead, and I couldn't fucking watch him at work. It hurts me. Oh my god, Poka with the raid. Thank you so much, dude. How's it going? How is Red Dead going? Porco raid! What's up, DZ? Is this the same DZ? Did DZ change his name? Poka, how you doing, buddy? Robin, thanks for the host! How are you guys all doing? You had white noise machines at your old job, and while they were great for filtering out noise, I couldn't imagine listening to static all night. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I've never used, like, white noise stuff. There's another DZ? Is this a different DZ? I just found this Poke at night. Barl Owl? No. DZ's messing with me. There's no way. Okay. I was like, there's no way this is happening. That's okay, I'm making compilations of all of his fails, you'll see them. Nice! I can't wait to watch that, Archangel. What's up, guys? Hey, I know this guy. What's up, Alex? My god, so many people! Robin, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, Poke's a new streamer, guys. Go follow him. His first stream was, tonight. YouTube royalties? Yeah, ask Barley, I don't know. I don't even know if Barley knows that shit. Jesus Christ, these raids! All this love, I haven't streamed for a week. Now everybody's here. Jesus! Thank you guys for shouting out. Did you guys shout out Poka? I think you did, right? Guys, go follow Poka if you don't. Markers, thank you, you're on top of it. Shane, Markers, thank you for shouting out. Nico, guys, go follow Nico if you don't as well. Another one of my good boys. Nico, thank you. How did the rest of your speedruns go, dude? I did get to pop in and watch Nico at work. For a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Poka gets a shout out when he learns to drive. Well, I already shouted him out, so he must know how to drive. I don't know when he learned, but... Alright. How's Ocarina treating you? So I haven't played it in like I said, I haven't streamed in like a week. But this, I mean, like we've had zero problems. We haven't died yet to anything, or yeah, we haven't had problems with anything. I mean, this is one of my favorites, so. Oh my god, did I fucking nail that or what? This might be one game I'm actually like good at. Somewhat. He can't fucking drive, he killed a horse. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. Terrible, I'm gonna drown myself in beef jerky and Dr. Pepper. Well, it sounds like a good way to go, really. Okay, there's 2 games. I'm trash at Mario. Oh, wait. Bombable wall or something. Aha. See, I remember things. We don't ever use the hook shot, which is supposed to be used to grab things that are far away. We just backflip. Oh my fucking lord. There's too many people to say hi to. It's freaking me out. I'm not good at any games, Poka. That's not true. You're better than me at Resident Evil. I've had Black Hole Sun stuck in my head all day. Why? You did say for some reason, so I would assume maybe you don't know? Nico, you're great. Don't you dare talk down on yourself. We all love you here. Alex, what is this? This is fine. Okay. Who on Twitch just has the name Andy? The chest must have an appropriate entrance. Are you here to touch the back of my knee? You aren't! God damn it, I thought I told my brother to tell you this. When you're on fire, you're gonna die. Did you know that? Thanks, Goron. I'm already almost out of water. Jesus, if you put water in front of me, I just demolish it. It's the same way with beer. I'm just a thirsty man. Yo, Kanish! Just ask Porco. I got stuck 15 minutes in a dead space. How'd that happen? Wild at Heart. I don't think I've even heard of that. What is it, Melissa? These boulder guys look like my principal. I thought you meant the boulders themselves. I'm like, how does that round brown poop ball look like your principal? Unless he's round brown and made out of poo. Rick, I like that you can see my jokes not 10 minutes later. It's like the biggest douchebag rando player ever alive on this earth. No. I don't know, Andy. Kanish, thanks for doing my commands. Now you know what they mean. 6-hour day at grocery store? Yeah, I just got done with my 6-hour day, so... First time streamer Purse got sidetracked talking to this weird British guy who can't drive. Oh no. Don't be mean to Poka. Don't be so mean to Poka. He might deserve it a little bit, but, you know. I always hated this shit. You do not want to fall here. We need another key. Jesus. How are you doing, Purse? Haven't said what's up in a while. I'm doing great, DZ. I've been streaming for like 20 minutes, and I've got so many people to talk to. It's amazing. I love it. I'm doing great, man. I've just been on a different schedule, so it's weird. I haven't been talking to all my friends that, like Barley, that I wish I have been able to, that I miss. That's the word I was looking for, I guess. Laura Dern and Nicolas Cage escaping an evil mother while they drive to New Orleans. That sounds insane. What fucking year is it from? Laura's evil mom. Oh, okay. There are no poop balls? There are poop balls. They were there. I saw them. Barley, thanks for the host, by the way. Alright, I have videos to start skimming through Poca or Barley. If you need me, I'll be on Discord. Archangel, good luck. Keep making that fucking compilation. Ban Smithy. I can't ban him. IRL stuff gets busy. I'm not even like that busy. I'm just like, I don't know. The free time I have, I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep. And I've been exercising a lot, so as much as I can. Definitely poop balls. What did we just get, by the way? I was not paying attention at all. Oh, I got a map. Okay, thank you. Okay, I talked about this last stream. This game is so like in the back of my head. Like I don't even pay attention while I'm playing it half the time. So like sometimes I'll just be like, wait, what was I doing? Yeah, see, Barley's doing the same thing. He's been on a new diet and it's been doing good stuff for him. I'm kind of eating better. I'm basically just eating less. And I'm making sure I at least get like a mile of like jogging in a day, you know? And because both of my like everything I do, I work and then I stream, and both things I just sit on my butt. So I've been making sure I get a little bit of exercise in and not eat like over 2,000 calories a day. I do the same thing constantly, really, Poca? It's also like I want to make sure I don't miss any chat. So I look over at chat, like, okay, we got a key. I know exactly where that goes. I've never liked this maze. Ugh! If I get hit by a boulder, Pokejava can have my channel. Ugh! I take it back. I didn't mean it. It didn't even touch me. No, it was a joke. Going out for Blackout Wednesday? What's up, Son of Squatch? Yes, I am. It's gonna fuck my diet, but it's one day, right? Son of Squatch, do I know you? I know this name. I've heard this name before. Hope you're enjoying Ocarina of Time. I am. I'm loving it. It's probably one of my favorite games I've streamed. I'll see you out, brother. Why do I know Son of Squatch? Who are you? I just spilled water on myself. You're throwing me for a loop. The suspense. No, I don't like it. Tell me who you are, stranger. No, we're gonna go eat. Oh, well, hopefully that's not what happens, Rick. Gamer. Fucking you call me, you're calling me gamer. It's like Barley and Waifu every time they see each other. I've arrived. Sorry for being late. A lot of pals are streaming tonight. You look so good. Thank you. Do I look different than normal? Gamer. Fit boys. All right, I have to hurry here. Sorry if I can't read chat for a second. I'm panicking. Poco's handed the keys by Percy. Yeah, I already lost my channel tonight, so it's going terribly. Holy shit, he's got fucking... They said white men can't jump. Apparently white elves can. Shane Alexander Orban donated $1. What did he send? What did you send to me? What is this? What have you done? Please tell me I put it on here. Alright, hold on. You guys constantly remind me that I am stupid and don't add things. Alright. It's okay. It won't say what it is. All widgets. There it is. It's because I have a different scene collection for Zelda. Very good on my part, Pierce. You did good. Alright. Alright, hold on. I'm sorry! I had something set up, and then I never have everything the way it should be. Alright. Hello? Is that gonna do that again? Oh my god! You traded $1. Traded. I don't know why I always read that. There we go. Here we go. Will that work? You have fucking... He said, I have Black Hole Sun stuck in my head all day. Why? Why is this stuck in your head? Ew, dude. I don't like the music video. Oh, I love the song. The music... I don't think I've seen the music video in a long time. Shane, thank you for the $1, and thank you for the Black Hole Sun. Alright, this is so hard to keep up. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all. You look brighter and happier? Really? I don't feel like I've lost any weight, but maybe I have. When can we expect a 24-hour double-a-thon where you play Fortnite? No. You can expect it in your dreams, DZ. Thanks for that quote, Rick. Yeah, the Steam controller's $5. I wanted to buy like 5 of them just because, but I already have one and it's so hard to use. Your complexion just looks very healthy. Healthy gamer. Oh, I was just telling everybody that I've been eating less and actually exercising, so I'm taking better care of myself. Stream was terrible, so it's erased from existence. Nothing lost. Oh, your stream was not terrible, Nico. The little bit that I was there, it was good. It was fine. You were speedrunning, so you just got angry. Which, who doesn't whenever they speedrun? Music feel creepy AF. I have some song recommendation. Song recommendations for you later if you want. I don't know what that was. Put them in the music channel. Kyle, you can just DM them to me if they're like personal songs you want to give to me. How much for a double-a-thon? If somebody gives me $1,000, I'll do a 12-hour Fortnite stream. $1,000. It's not about the number? What? Oh. Oh no. I thought you were talking about the $1,000 to play Fortnite. I was like, what are you talking about? It's not about the number. It is about the number. Shane, turn that jukebox off. Thank you for the 60 bits. Oh. I also want to be working on more live action stuff. I've been thinking about that while I haven't been streaming. I want to do bigger things with my channel than just playing games all the time. I really like doing the live action stuff and like the really big projects. I just gotta get myself to do it. No, dude, Shane, stop! But he's doing it against Poke. No, Poke, fuck you. That's all I got. Good, thank God. Did I miss anything? You just missed this. This is all you missed. And Shane played like 20 seconds of Black Hole Sun, or 30 seconds of Black Hole Sun. I got drunk inside of a Millennium Falcon. That's very interesting for it. I need to know more about this. Yeah, this is Fidel Castro's music video collection. Oh yeah, well, Disney World, that makes sense. Yeah, I thought about it for more than a second, and I was like, okay, I see how Fort did that. Jesus Christ. Shane, thank you for the 500 bits. You absolute legend. Why do you spin them on the Peruvian jukebox? I don't understand. Okay. We rescued this boy now. They should sell Twitch bit cards like Steam gift cards. They should. That would actually be awesome. Get 5,000 bits for Christmas in your stocking. That'd be so weird. That'd actually be pretty cool though. He's best dressed like a bad Tropico mod. They do like those music videos are quite something. That's the only way I can describe them. Shane, thank you, dude, for everything. I built a lightsaber for my dad. Oh hell yeah, dude! I want one of those like $100 lightsabers for no reason, just because they're fucking sick. I have no use for it. My internet died right as you read my message. Stream's all buffery and shit. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I lost like a bunch of frames whenever I booted up the stream, and then whenever I started streaming, it was fine. So fingers crossed. Ugh! Fucking clenched butthole over here. Jesus. Wait, I'd actually want that? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Oh, I'd blow it all in a fucking first stream. Ford, I love you. Do you peruse Peruvian music? No, I just like found a nice collection of them, and I found one of them, and then I was like, that could be a good bit alert. And then I found out there was an entire collection of them, and then they all became bit alerts. That's how that happened. I don't know what I just unlocked. I'm not paying attention once again. Not great. What did I miss? Nothing. You didn't miss anything. I'm just going through the... Oh my god! I'm just going through the Fire Temple, and Shane played the Peruvian jukebox a bunch. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. Did you check your Reddit in the beginning? Okay, no, I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it after like... I'll do it at like the hour mark. I did remember that I was gonna do it. I just forgot to do it at the beginning. I'll send videos later, but you come in, you have 4 different hilt options. You choose your crystal. That sounds fucking awesome. What color JO crystal do you want in your lightsaber? Into Black Hole Sun. Once I get my electronic drum set, I want a drum stream. Dude, that'd be fucking great. I'm sure that's not easy to set up, but it would be awesome. Alright, I think we're all done with all this. Oh, there's the boulder that sold my stream to Pokajaba. What door did we unlock? I really have no clue. There was something that was closed off before. There's like a gate or something. If we had the scarecrow, we could go up there, but I don't remember if we even set a song. Was it over here? Fuck. Okay. Okay, we need to go over here. Oh my god! Yeah, you like J.O. Crystal, Rick? And then they like come... That sounds fucking sick. Do they have like a whole show for it whenever you built it? That's awesome. Rick doesn't have internet, so he can't do that. He watches me on mobile data. It's insane. The Metroid-esque alien and its goo tube. Have you been there? Do you know in the canteen? Okay, Claire knows all about this. If I'm in charge of your stream, that's gonna be RE3 only from now on. Why would you ever do that to me? Why would you curse me with that, Poka? Okay. This is actually, like, probably the worst room in Ocarina of Time. I fucking hate this room. Okay. Ah! There's fire everywhere, dude. Okay, I don't need any hearts or anything, so... Oh my god. That's only one side. We have to do that again on the other side. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, that's what he was talking about, Claire. He was talking about making a lightsaber. And it sounds awesome. And now I want to do it. I drew the thing for Kyle? Wait, what? Oh, you already told Kyle about it? Why'd you tell him about it? Wasn't that the whole idea? Is that he wasn't supposed to know? It's really good. I gave some input on it. The only meme person needs is acid rounds. Oh, that's one for the books. Okay. I didn't show him. Yeah, but I'm surprised you told him. Alright. Excuse me, ma'am. Okay, let's figure out the path first so we don't just die. Okay. It's just that. It's actually really easy. I remember this maze being harder. Where's he gonna put the camera? Okay. Oh! Ooh! Okay. Beautiful. I asked him eye color and that's it. Okay. So he doesn't know any spoilies. I sent you some videos short to the Facebook you never use. I can go on Facebook. It should send me I did not want to get tricked by one of those this entire playthrough, but it happened. It should send me a notification so I can look at it for it. My saber was 250. Yeah, those things are fucking sick. What did you say? We don't need food onky lightsabers? What's food onky? I know that is not what you meant to say. That has to be autocorrect, right? I want a stupid droid, but I know I'll never touch again. Yeah, that's one of those things that, like, you definitely don't need, but you want, you know? I know what you mean. We don't need food only lightsabers. Okay. I was like, what is food onky? Food donkey. Onky sabers greater than, yeah, I think we're gonna go with you meant to say onky. Lock onto him, you fucking idiot. I always hated these little bastards. Yeah! Fucking stupid evil laugh. Go fight Spider-Man or something. Beautiful. This isn't as bad as I remember. Onky honky lightsabers. You're my onky donkey girl. No! Okay, Rick, I'm very confused because I was in Jabu Jabu's belly and you're like, this is the furthest I ever played. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that makes sense. And then I get to the Forest Temple and Rick's like, oh, I remember liking this. And I was like, I said, what are you talking about? And then I was like, oh, I'm not looking forward to the Water Temple. And Rick's like, yeah, I hated the Water Temple. Did you play the entire game, Rick? After the Water Temple, the game's like, you're like 70% of the way through the game. This is my favorite game of all time. Is it, Fort? It's one of mine. I've been giving you drunk bits so much right now, but my identity got stolen, so my car's died. Maybe that's a good thing for it. I want you dropping all your money on me, dude. Lightsabers are just big flashlights. They're cooler than that, alright? I think the crystal was right here. If anyone asks you, this is it? Yeah, this is, I mean... Every time you tell someone this is your favorite game, they're like, oh, overrated. So, I just say it's one of my faves. It's top 3 for sure. I think it might be like, I don't know. This like is probably like one of my, I would say it's like pretty number 1-ish. It's just hard to say. I have too many games I like. Oh, this part's always fucking fun. Hate the shit. Oh no. Don't fucking fall, please. God, this shit used to be much more stressful as a kid. It's actually really easy now. This game is one of Bob Ross's cummies. What a masterful one he let out. I'm going to die to bats now. It was nice knowing you guys. Or I'm gonna hammer both of them. Oh mama. Alright. Let me get down this sketchy little thing. He's not in here, I'll go yell at him. I don't know, honky means something else, so... Let me boot it up and I'll tell you. Okay. This stream is overrated? Maybe. Maybe so. I may be un-VIP'd for that. No, you're good. Fear the man who speaks the truth. Yeah, the internet's overrated. Move to the Amish. God damn it, Rick. Oh! Stop! I can't get him, chat. I got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Is there a point to these boxes? I remember you like hit this. Yeah. Alright. Is there anything up here? What's the point? Oh god. Alright. I'm just gonna continue on. You can live your life. Oh, we have to put a box down here. Her small brain. Look. You don't have to tell me. Look at the dick minimap, okay? How do you guys feel about that? Me stream when me poor. That's one of my favorite lines that I've ever said. That was a weird sound. Smoking big... Smithy's smoking big doinks out in Amish. Who wants to join him? I opened the game. Okay. Where were you? I feel like a fucking goon ass freaking out over the puzzles. I know. I feel stupid, like, not knowing how to do them as a kid. Okay, Pierce, what? You know the things you're collecting? Yeah, the coins. Yeah, the medallions. I have all of them. So you beat the game. Did you just not do Ganon? Rick played all the way through this game and doesn't remember it. That's disgusting. Did you buy the game used? Yeah, you like, oh, I'm just doing everything. I'm not even paying attention to the game. That's what I'm saying is like, this game is, I've played it a lot. See, I knew this was in here, but I didn't know if I had to see it first. No, I bought it new. Maybe you should... How did you play all the way through this game and you don't remember it? What the fuck? Don't call me JonTron, Kyle. Don't let that one time that Claire called me JonTron become a thing. It was a long time ago. Like, how long ago? What up, boomer? Holy shit, you do look like John. Fuck off. Rick hates Zelda, spaghetti, and women. Yeah, those are Rick's probably 3 least favorite things. Happy birthday, JonTron. Leave me alone. I don't even know where this... I didn't even know we needed a key for anything. I think this is the wrong side. No, it's the right side. Holy shit, it's JonTron, but in disguise. Okay, we're just in there. Tesseract, what's up, buddy? How you doing, Tess? Nice to see you, man. Oh, right. Jesus, are we already almost done with this? I thought I remember this temple taking like 2 hours. There's no way this takes me like 30 minutes. What? Not bad, just got done with Vandal Hearts and it's closed off with an Ocarina, so I figured a radio would make sense. Well, welcome in, dude. Thank you. Oi! 2 hours in child time is 10. Yeah, that must be it, dude. Dude, these things have too many iframes. We're not listening to Navi the whole game either. Only if the game makes us. Actually, I do want to know the name of these. Torch Slug. Okay. Rick be like, I hate the texture of women. Spaghetti is boring and Zelda is gay. Yeah. Oh, no. You gotta put in Rick's top least favorite things. Top things that Rick hates. Warm drinks. He said there's no such thing as a good warm drink. The Steam store page banner is cozy as fuck. I looked at it for a little bit earlier. I don't know what all games are on sale or if there's anything I want. I probably shouldn't be buying games right now, so get out of here. Feel bad for saying that because for most people, John is kind of iffy now because of his views. Oh yeah, I don't even really know like what's going on there. Politics are my least favorite thing in the world. Like I really just don't care about it. I'm too laid back for that shit. So anytime somebody mentions politics, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Just ignore it. But I did hear that, I don't know, he said something. Somebody said he was a Nazi or something. I was like, oh, that's bad. The effort you put in your streams and your comedy reminds me a lot of him in the good old days. Well, I promise you I'm not going to tell you that Hitler is my grandfather, and I hope that I hope everyone with blonde hair reigns supreme. Even though I just kind of said it, I don't mean it. Ah! Fucking kill him, dude! Uh-oh! Uh-oh, here we go! Now I'm really like him. Purse 2020. Look, I'm not going for president, dude. I'm a neo-Nazi. I don't even know what neo-Nazi means. That's how innocent I am. I do not know your politic. Can we please fucking kill this little dumb baby? I almost said, can we please kill this dumb black baby? And I realized that that is not a sentence that I should be saying. It means Nazi, but you're Neo from the Matrix. Nice. That's cool. I mean, that's not cool, but... New Nazi. Cringe-ass Nene, baby? What the fuck does that mean, Kanish? I know someone that really liked Hitler, but I'm not gonna tell you guys who. TOS looking through my window. Guys, it's just jokes. I'm out of water. Hey, we're done. Yeah, we guys, if you haven't, please go to my subreddit. Wait, we need like a link for it, don't we? No, wait, I can't link it though. I can't link it because then I'll look at it. Somebody link my Reddit. I'll make it a command. And I have an AMA there. Oh, okay, thank you, Kyle. I have an AMA there. Please post questions and I will answer them after this temple here. We're about to fight the boss of the fire temple already. Not even an hour in. I've got to get to bed. Big flight tomorrow. Yeah. Wait, you're not coming home tomorrow, are you? I thought you said you were coming home on like the 1st. How big of a flight do you have? I think we have everything we need. Yeah, pretty much. We're just gonna use the hammer. Looks like it says drugs. Purse gone wild. Okay, don't click on that one. Doesn't exist. I'm gonna need someone to create that as well. Oh no. It's really hot and it's shaky. Oh no! It's Volvagina! Subterranean lava dragon. This boss is cool. What's up, big boy? Scary for Gooba? What is for Gooba? Scary vajayjay, man. He got frosted tips? He definitely looks like he belongs in like a hair metal band or something. Ow, fuck off. Stop! Vaginosis. Verguba vagina. Show me vagana and bobs. Show me your Volvagana. Okay. Ba ba bo ba 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 bo ba ba. What is this? What did you link me? The STD song? What the fuck is that? I mean, what's an STD? I've never heard of that. Oh! No, did you actually make it? I don't want that. God damn. Alright, he takes more than 3. It's nice to know. I did say someone should, but I really don't want it. Be careful what you wish for. Look, I say a lot of things in my streams, okay? Damn, he's kind of whooping my ass though, isn't he? I need to be better at dodging. Alright. Ba, ba, ba. Oh yeah, he jukes you out a little bit. You son of a bitch! I'm not dying to Volvagina. Oh, great. Great, Rick. Just what we need, a place for that. You're a skeleton. Suck my balls. His head turns into a heart. Oh, hell yeah, baby. We got a second row, baby. And that's the fire temple. I've drawn hentai before, don't think I won't. I don't doubt any of that. Oh! Gonna make him shit his rainbow pants that he has on. It's sage time, baby. Papa Goron. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate what you did. Thank you all on behalf of the entire Goron race. You turned out to be a real man, just as I thought you would. You know the thing about real men, right? By the way, I, the Wild Darunia, am the Fire Sage. Isn't that funny, brother? This must be what they call destiny. He's hot! Nothing has made me happier than helping you seal the evil here. Thanks, Pops. No, don't drop frames on me, OBS. I swear to God. I'm having a good stream. Leave me alone. Hey, brother, take this. This is a medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits and my friendship. This is fucking Kekona. I had a crush on him when I was younger. Them abs. Robin, that's amazing. I think this medallion is like one of the coolest looking ones. I want the fucking, I want these. Oh my God. Yo, Kyle, make me out of all metal, make me all the medallions and frame them and then send them to me. I know it'll cost like $2,000, but it'll be worth it. No, that would be actually fucking awesome to have like in a case though. All 8 of the medallions. Or no, there's not even 8. There's fucking 6. There's the 3 spiritual stones and then these 6. Yeah, manhole. Yeah, make them out of manhole covers. This sounds great. Hell yeah, dude. Sounds like a plan. It looks like the rebels. Oh my God, it kind of does. Lancer.
I'ma stab you for leaving me out of this. Just kidding. Hey buddy, nice seeing you.
Lancer with the 5 months of sub, you absolute legend. How you doing, dude? Don't stab me, please. Nice seeing you too, dude. Thank you. Question mark? The fuck was that? Don't stab, please. Lancer, thanks for the 5 months, dude. How you doing, buddy? I need more water. My throat's dry. Fuck my stupid ass. She thought it was funny. Relax, I ain't gonna stab. Yet. Bot unsubbed? Oh no, he's saying purse champ again. Alright, hold on, give me a second. She's giving you pity laughs? Leave me alone. Leave me alone! A girl laughed at my joke, okay? Me and the Andrew Shares guy. Oh, holy shit, dude! Look at that sub! Yeah, dude, whoa! I had to resub the bot. Oh, look! Yo, what's up, Ancient Dragon? Name brand barley and great value barley at the same time? Is that what I am? I'm great value barley? I take that as a compliment. Great value barley. What's up, Ancient Dragon? I had a crush on her as a kid. Yeah, you like boobs that stab you? Me too. Wait, where's our magic meter? Is she making it bigger? Oh, yeah. Oh, enhance me. Enhance me, Great Fairy. You always hated the Great Fairy. Why do you hate everything, Rick? Rick hates literally everything. Purse buys followers. Okay, well, technically, I did just buy a sub. Kind of. Buys followers. No, I don't buy followers and subs. How would you even buy subs? That wouldn't even work. Is that a thing people can do? If I'm gonna die from a stab, I want it to be a boob stab from that fairy. She looked like Elon Musk's truck. Oh, hell yeah, we got the full bar now. I didn't know you got it that quick. I thought you had to find like 3 of them. Head ass. That's not what I mean. Why am I dropping frames? It says I'm dropping mad frames and then it goes back up to like 8,000 kilobytes a second, which I don't even need. I just need like 3,500. I think that's what it's set at. Hello? Yeah, you dropping frames. This is annoying to me. Oh yeah, the fairies in Breath of the Wild are really good. It's not! I'm literally not! It's streaming at 720p in 30 FPS. I'm not even streaming it at like an intensive thing. Curb, thanks for the 10 gold, buddy. Ass, titty, ass and titty. I'm gonna have to cancel my stream. The stream's broken. It's literally not. It is 720p 30 FPS at 3500 bitrate. It's nothing. I don't need a new computer. My computer is well above what... I'm not even playing the game on the computer. I'm playing it on an N64. It's not using my computer like at all. It was doing that before I even had everything up. I think my internet was just being poopy tonight. I don't notice anything? Okay, well maybe it's fine right now. It's gonna piss me off. It comes in like spurts. I see no drop frames. I do not know. I'm having a stroke, it hurts. I don't know why I said that, but I probably was having one. There's a lot of times where I'll just be streaming and my chest starts tightening up and I actually feel like I'm dying. It's pretty not fun. We don't need the hook shot right now, really. Threats. Why? What is the point? Okay. Yeah, we got a good quote 69. That's for sure. Shalom, Gay Bowser. That's pretty good too. He says so long, Bowser, but he holds the G. Why? What the fuck did my chat? What are you doing? What's this 3 stars? What is that? Did my bot? What the fuck? What happened there? What did? Does it do that? Does it do that in chat? Is that like a Twitch thing? I'm very confused. Don't worry, you can say the G word. Maybe he just didn't want to. It's okay. Hell yeah. Really? I didn't know it did that. That's interesting. Stream is dropping lots of frames. I'm gonna shoot myself with Link's stupid bow. I'm at 0 kilobytes. Oh, weird. I've never seen that. I really don't want to end my stream because it fucks all my highlights. So good job, Twitch. You're fantastic. I love you. Okay. Yeah, it is said a lot here. My brother. All right. What? I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. Talk to a Goron? No, it's not that. It's my internet. It did this whenever I first moved in here, and we just had to restart it and turn it back on, and it was fine. It chilled out the entire dungeon. It was just as soon as we fucking left it, and now it's being a baby back fucking bitch, and I see it dropping frames. Don't worry, Rick calls things gay all the time because he's like, I'm gay, you guys, everyone in here, say gay all you want, and we're like, okay, Rick. Okay. 2008 stream, let's go. What do you mean 2008? No, that's not good. Well, I missed everything. Yeah, because my stream is dying. And everyone's making fun of me and saying my computer and internet sucks. It's hurting my feelings even more. Look, the stream's already dying and it's making me want to just fucking cry and end my stream career forever. But then you guys gotta make fun of me on top of it. Tell me my computer sucks. Rick requests Paralyzer by Finger 11. It's not fair, guys. I'm not no. Please don't post on there. Mark, what's up, dude? We don't talk about Paralyzer in this chat, alright? You're beautiful and your stream is beautiful. Thanks, Markers. I know you care, buddy. It looks like there's a problem with your dumb knife. Do you have to buy 2 of them and then break this one too? Hey, retard. Looks like there's a problem with his durability. How about buying it? No. Alright, come back again. What the fuck? Why did I buy 2 of these? What do I do? Your knife sucks. It does. How do you get the bigger one? I don't remember. I thought you just talked to the Goron up there, but he doesn't do anything with it. Or do you have to do it as a kid? Oh yeah, there's like the lava room as an adult. I think you have to have the long shot. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. Yeah, I think you do. It's a trade. Yeah, yeah, I know about the trade quest, but how do you start it? I thought it was talking to the big Goron boy. Maybe you have to do it as a kid. Alright, we're taking the shortcut down. After we get this Skulltula that's hidden behind this big boy rock. How did he fit back there? Link be like. Alright, hey, what? Yeah, I know where to go next. Okay, that must be what it is. I thought maybe you did it as an adult as well. Well, I want to get the Begoron sword before we do the water temple, which we can go do the ice cavern right now. I like the ice cavern. Can't we just go ahead and go down here, or is it a death? Okay, it's a death. They have to remaster Ocarina and also Majora's Mask. I wish they would, but they already did it for the 3DS, so they probably won't, Mark. Unfortunately. God damn it. It'd be cool if they at least ported those, because those were really good versions. Alright, we've already done all this. You got that PewDiePie Jerry, yeah. It goes really far back, it's scary. Yeah, okay, I remember the quest because it's very stressful. You just have to do it as a kid, I guess. Did we just get 30 Skulltulas, by the way? Oh, hell yeah. Alright, well, let's go ahead and turn these in. Yeah, I'd be happy with that because the 3DS version's really good. Where you at, boy? There you are. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. You know, I have one of these somewhere, but I really don't know where it is. And it's pretty worthless anyway, so... Alright, I freed you too. No, it's not dumb. It's cool. You collect all of them and it cures these spider people. Heck yes, dude. Now we can carry 500 rupees and not spend 200 on another broken knife. You do it as an adult, you can... Really? Oh yeah, you do. Why did it not work up there? Honestly, I'm pretty lost on this one. Yeah, Mark, that'd be awesome. I would totally play the shit out of that. Kaka Village? That's an interesting short way to say it for sure. We need to become a kid and do a few things anyway, I think. Well, we need to do the Song of Storm stuff for the Piece of Heart. Or no, that's for something else later. I don't even remember. I couldn't remember if he could go across that little gap. He cannot. Alright. Let's go ahead and switch back to our normal tunic here. Once you get the sword receipt, use the Sun Song to speed up 10 days before you can... Wait, what? I don't think I've ever had extra time, Lancer. Oh, like to build it? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that it takes a while to build it. Yeah, that's insane, Rick. Haha, poop! How the hell are you supposed to... There's a way to get this stupid heart piece without the, like, we need to come do this as a kid as well. We didn't have enough songs before. You're buying a gaming laptop on Black Friday? I don't think I'm buying anything cool on Black Friday, fortunately. I wish I could say I was. I don't think there's really anything I need, though. Yeah, I remember that now, Lancer. That's what I used to do, just sit at the top of the mountain and then just play the Sun Song over and over again. Yeah, I remember that. I got the strats down, I just don't remember how to start the quest. I even know how to do the trade quest, I just don't remember how to start it. Ba ba poopy poop. Does it have gamer lights on it? Was that discounted, Lancer? Do they discount stuff like that? This is sad, boys. I remember being like genuinely like depressed whenever I came here as a kid, as an adult, and it's all frozen. All the fish are fucking dead. Are you wearing a Zelda shirt? No, I'm wearing an Earthbound shirt. That was weird to stand up. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite shirts I own. I'm now a titty streamer. I had to get up and show him my chest, all right? I had to give him a little bit of action. They've been dry today. They ain't dead, just frozen. They can't breathe. Ah! Starts with a chicken lady? Really? With Anju? That's strange, but I mean, I believe that. Yeah, this song kicks ass. Fuck, we're gonna need all of our bottles. We're gonna have to release all the fairies in them. He's frozen. Thanks for quoting me, Rick. Classic. I was in Claire's stream tonight and she was like, yeah, we need a quote system like purses. And I was like, you do not, no. Do not wish this upon yourself. Oh yeah. One of the best soundtracks of all time.
Stay a while and listen.
Yo, Delta Drew. Ah! Sorry, I thought I was gonna die. Delta Drew, thank you so much for the follow, dude. Welcome in. I hope you're enjoying me saying stupid things and playing one of my favorite games. Alright, that should give us a full heart. Hell yeah, brother. Ugh! I'm actually like clinching on these jumps. Great jump, Link. Alright, we have to go here before we get to the water temple because we need the iron boots. And they're up in this little cavern here. You got all kinds of cool commands. I've added a lot. Real quick, this is one of the best fucking songs in the game. Yo, Kamikam! Thank you for the follow, dude. Thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome in. What we're doing right now is I'm working on. We just freshly started it, so there's a lot of them to go, all of them to go. I'm playing through every Zelda game, because Zelda's like a big part of my life. And I've played a bunch of them, but there are a lot that I have actually never played. I did not remember that Link sneezes in here, and I'm in love with that. Have you played Majora before? I have. I'll have to replay it for this. I still like this better than Majora. I grew up with both, but I wasn't huge into Majora as a kid. The time limit thing, I didn't like. I like it more now, but... Can I be real with you? Okay, what were you gonna say after that? I never want the chat to forget my mistakes. Epic. God damn it. Every time I'm in the water, I get anxiety. Oh, like, yeah. No, I do that in most video games. In Zelda, I know there's not shit in the water. I mean, there's stupid Octoroks, but... Thank you, Ancient Dragon. This place is cursed. I fucking love the music here. The music here is so good. It gives me nostalgia, just like, oh, so good. I didn't play Majora until recently, but I played OOT as a kid. Yeah, I played both, but I was only obsessed with this one. Oh, but you didn't beat OOT till this year. Do you like one over the other, Drew? Yeah, Ancient Dragon. It's a weird game. Abby, alligator, prostate. No, dude, this whole prostate boys thing. Thank you for shouting out Abby. Abby was playing Smite. What a handsome man, Abby. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. How's your night? How's your stream? Prostate boys. There's Dan and Abby. The dynamic duo. Prostate wear. Calm down, Curb. No! Why do you do this, Abby? Abby, you know what happens when you just no. Oh, here she comes. Welcome in. What have you done, Abby? Ew! I feel like it gets grosser every time, dude. I'm so angry. It's disgusting. Why do you do it? Abby, thank you for the 200 bits and for the raid. I need to get more water. I hope it reads that out. I need more water so bad.
Prostate boys, 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 prostate boys.
Thank you, Abby. Abby, thank you for the raid, 200 bits and 2 months of sub. You absolute legend. I appreciate you. I want to come to more of your streams, dude. I've only like lurked in a few. I haven't got to hang out and talk to you much. Everyone's mad about the hot dog. Everyone's mad about it. Even me. So glad I'm coming in associated with Abby. Like, I like Abby, okay? And Drew, I'm sorry you had to see that. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you give me 200 bits. There's a bunch of other alerts in there too. People just like doing that one. Oh no, Shane should have. Fuck. There's still one that nobody has done. And I thought Shane could have almost done it tonight. I'm glad no one's done it. Because it's bad. But, okay, let me get some more water. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you so much for everything. No, Rick, don't tell them. Okay, I'll be right back. Why is there no desktop audio? What happened to my... Oh, is it because it's paused? Okay, there we go. There's something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yo, Avi and Dan, thank you for the lurks, my dudes. And oh, here she comes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. I appreciate you all. I don't appreciate the non-shaken ketchup, but I mean, what can we do? Cues! All I'm drinking is water, boys. I'll take a big gulp of water for you. Health. I like that Link sneezes in here. It's adorable. Shotgun a water bottle. I don't have any bottles. This is metal. I can't really shotgun it. I've done that before. Sounds terrible. Healthy per stream. I'm working on it. No more soda and lower calorie beer, but don't drink beer every night. It's not helping. This is one of my favorite areas in the game. As frustrating as it is, I do love it. I think it's very nice. It's very purty. What am I missing out on here? I think I just have to kill these. No! I'm frozen. Fuck you, Olaf. I did not mean to pull that out. You're on top of a spinning blade. All right. What am I missing here? It's you. Do I just have to kill you? Ow. That was it. Oh no, Purse drinking lean. You know me, baby. No, it's just water, guys, I promise. Hello? Uh-oh. They fucked my computer up by doing that? My computer started spazzing out a bit. Please, give me hearts. You thought this level was annoying? Well, yeah, Rick. Maybe one day you'll like something I like, okay? Listen to the sound the silver rupees make! Can I get a Craigasm in chat, please? Oh. That's Sawblade, or Sawblade? I don't know that they're really saw blades, they're like fan blades. Might hit me. Nope. That should be an alert? What should? Oh, the silver rupee for the tin tier? That would be a good one. If I remind myself, I'll actually put it in. Is this a new path? Yeesh! Yes, it is. No, it isn't. This is the entrance, isn't it? God damn it. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, these actually all reset? Jesus. Please get up there! Alright. Oh, God! Did I not get hurt by that? What the hell happened? Alright, I'll take it. That's gonna hurt. Oh my God. Clinch! I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the Zelda games are super pretty and they have amazing atmosphere. I just think they're boring and repetitive. I mean, they're all pretty similar, right? But they all look different, and I don't know. It's just a good formula. The music's all really good. There's just nothing bad about them, Rick. I don't know. Are you enjoying watching me play it? I must ask that. Oh, you fucking dickhead. Zelda Suck Squad? Kirby better watch out. I really like Rick, so I don't get... I mean, you see how mad I get at him. You better fucking watch out. It's not to say I don't like you, Curb. Just you better watch out, buddy. Rules of 3? Oh, well, and like the boss fights and stuff, yeah. Nintendo's always done that shit. Oh my God! Chris Kyle in the house. The blue fire. Yo, Rose, how you doing? What's up, Rose? Welcome in. I know you from Claire. Alright, we got blue fire, baby. Okay, well, I didn't... Oh, there's one behind me. Alright, these guys are very annoying. But, just gotta deal with them. Alright, so you can walk into these. Pretty good. You? I'm doing good. Why do you feel bad every time you turn on your SNES? Yeah, welcome in. Did you know? The only thing I'm watching is you because you stream good. I love you, Curb. I like to pull your guys' legs. Has your PS4 been broken? We're gonna have to get rid of these because we need like nothing but blue fire here. Oh, this one's gonna hurt me. We haven't had to use a fairy yet, but we're gonna need as much blue fire as we can get so we don't have to walk back and redo things. It's just a time saver. It might be the ADHD in me or something. Well, Rick, you can't play a game for more than 5 minutes, and these games take a long time. Right, right. I know what you mean, Rick. Hey, honestly, you're improving because now you're saying you don't hate Zelda. And before I started playing it, you said I hate Zelda. What the hell just happened there? Did anyone else just see that paradox that happened in my brain? Oh, that's what happened. Oh, God. Ow. Claire always stays up way too late watching my stream, and then I feel bad because the next day she's like, oh, I stayed up all night watching your stream, and I'm like, why do you do this? Yeah, it's just 3-head. I must support my friend. You need to get some sleep though. Don't let me keep you up. I feel worse keeping you up, Claire. I do appreciate always having you here. You're a good friend. Now I know her secrets. If she ever tells you she's really tired, now you know why. Because I don't start my streams until damn 10 p.m. Oh! Alright, we do have a puzzle to do in here that I actually really don't like. And it's this room right here. Flare. Rick's modding is coming out. His Reddit OCD. These things suck if they hit you. Leave me alone, bats. They're keys. They just want to give you a keys. Beautiful. I love this room. I hate the puzzle in here, but I do like the room is pretty. Kadish goes, fuck! Okay, I did promise I was gonna look at the Reddit. We'll take the time to do that. Do it right now while nothing can attack me. And we're not on the timer yet. Alright. Full screen. Oh, okay. That kind of worked out. Okay, that is just that's just too big. There we go. All right. There's my game. Display capture. That's not going to be great. I thought I just saw a certain name in chat and it freaked me out. Okay, let's put this over here. Display capture, that one. Amazing. All right, let's put it under the capture card. Oh, there's 2 of them! I didn't even see the other one. That's scary. I didn't like that, guys. My bad. 934 have 1,000 followers from Mario Sunshine. That's fantastic news. Alright, we're actually gonna get rid of that. Okay, it's time to check the Reddit. Okay, hold on. Let's... It's time to check the Reddit. All right, we have 4 questions on my AMA. We'll get to look at those. I'm gonna get rid of... That's a fantastic image. We're gonna stretch this out. No, that looks bad. Okay, we're gonna just remove that then. There we go. That looks better. Okay, what are these tags? Last week I asked you. Very good. Alright, good post. Approved. No, dude! Who shot cringe-ass Nene baby? I don't like this. Alright. I haven't been on here since last week when we created the subreddit. It still has Weeb Purse over here. That's very good. What we buying during the Steam Autumn sales, boys? Okay. If I think of anything, I'll post it there. Captain Frobeard. No, dude! This image is cursed! I hate this image. You're ruining my image. Very good, guys. Give you guys all the karma. I hate this. What is that? I can actually recreate that really well. This is terrible. Frobeard is one of my favorite people in the world. Okay. Let's go back here. Scientific thoughts. Wait. What is this? Is supposed to be my Frobeard as well. What is this?
Dude, lava's crazy.
Is this supposed to be playing at that speed? Is this supposed to be playing at this speed? Is this fucked? Matt, thank you for the raid! What's up, my boy Matt? Somebody please give a shout out to old Canadian Summer. Thank you, Rick. Playing Link's Awakening, nice, dude. Oh yeah, Matt got a Switch. Dude, how you liking Link's Awakening? Is this supposed to be at this speed? We're checking my Reddit that we made, that we made last week while I'm in the ice cavern in Ocarina.
Dude, lava's crazy. Do you believe lava exists?
Is it supposed to be slow? Lava's crazy. Can you believe lava exists? That's a pretty good clip. My face and someone request. Oh, God. Purse, you scared? I'll have you know I collected the red coin next to the piano in Boo's Haunted Mansion in Mario 64 and only screamed once. I like this. Thank you, guys. No! No! Oh, dude, I'm gonna downvote it. I gotta upvote it, but I want to downvote it. No more Stuart Little, guys. It's a very cute game. Well, good. I hope you're enjoying your Switch, man. This was Germ? I hate you. Okay. Alright, now we're back to where we were. This is all from last week. All you need in life. Wait, from markers? What is this? Did we look at this last time? That wouldn't be horrible if the toast was buttered. Maybe not. Very good. What's up, Steve? Steve, what? Did you just come into that? There's a purse subreddit. This is what we're looking at. You porn peddler. No, dude. This is my subreddit. I like this image. It's very good. Alright. AMA time, boys. What about the other purse sub? I don't think we can open that on stream. Who? Captain Frobert says, who are your top 5 e-girls? No backing out. I don't think there's 5 girls that I watch. Yeah, number 1 is Claire. I don't think Claire. Top 5 favorite girl streamers. I'll say that. I'm not gonna call them e-girls. Astro Annie, Robobbin, Gloss Garden. What other girl streamers do I watch? My favorite girl streamers. I'm not gonna call them e-girls. Marin, obviously, duh. See, now I'm forgetting people. It's making me feel bad. Amaranth, okay. Did you have a family pet growing up? Claire asks. I did. I had 2 cats. One of them was named Fred. I got him whenever he was a black cat named Fred. Whenever Jade, duh, dude. My memory is terrible. There, not Amaranth. It's Jade. See, I feel bad. All these people. Now everyone's like, oh, you forgot me. No, but we had a black cat named Fred, and we got him when I was like 2 or 3. And he lived for a long time. He's no longer alive. But he was a violent boy. He was very nice, but like he just didn't want people to be around him. And then my cat I got, who was a big white fat cat, I got when I was 9. And he lived about like 12 years. So like he passed away like 2 years ago, and he was really big. Oh, he was a big boy. And he was my cat, and his name was Bud. B-U-D. So those are my 2 family pets. I don't know if I've ever talked about that on stream, so that's a good question. If there's one thing you can go back in time and change that you did in your life, what would it be? I don't know. Do you have any pics of Bud? I don't think so. Yeah, F. Did you name Fred after the YouTuber? It's whenever I was 3 years old. Seem cool. Join your Discord. Thank you, Rose. Here, there's like this thing. There's an easy way to do it. Thanks, dude. Thanks for saying I seem cool. One thing, if I could go back and change. It's really hard to think about. That's a deep-ass question, baby. I don't know if I have any pictures of Bud around. Let's see, camera? No, not camera roll. I do have a thing on my computer called, like, saved pictures or something. Pierce's old pictures. Oh my god, these are very old pictures. I actually might in here. iPhone pictures? Okay, hold on, give me a second. Oh no, dude. Oh, these are, you wanna see me and my, this was one of my best friends, throughout high school. He was a senior while I was a freshman. Look at this! His name is, Waddy on Twitch. He plays Fortnite. So, like, we don't get to talk to him much, but he does stream. Oh boy, I did not know this picture still existed. This is me when I was a freshman. Freshman in high school. That's hilarious. I did not know I still had that picture. Feel sorry for him. Look, he likes Fortnite. He's really good at it, so it looks like barley. He looks not really. Let's see. I can't believe I still have all these pictures. There's some other pretty good ones in here. Well, this was my iPhone wallpaper for a while. I don't know if many of you get this reference. That's pretty good. I have a picture of my parents' basement when I had a LAN party in high school once. Okay, that's not what I needed though. I'm trying to find a picture of my cat for you guys. I don't know. I really don't. I have some Space Dandy like pictures in here because I was really obsessed with that whenever the first season came out. That was another anime that I really liked, and I don't even know if it went past season 1 or what it did. You watch Always Sunny? Yeah, that's I think that's one of the best comedy shows of all time. I am not up to date on the last 2 seasons. I need to watch it really bad. Where the fuck? Dude, I have all these pictures. I haven't seen in forever. They made 2 seasons? Okay, did it get canceled? I used to love that show. I just never watched, like, past... Yeah, I don't know. I never watched past the first season. Okay, I never answered Rick. I don't think there's anything I'd change in my life. Because there's a lot of stuff I've learned from everything I've been through. So I think I'd keep everything the same way. I don't really have any big regrets, so... One cheap thing you bought that massively improved your life, Kanish says. Cheap thing I bought. Everything I buy is expensive as shit. Refresh Reddit? Okay, I'll refresh it. Are there more questions in here now? Love the music. Yeah, the music's really good. Humble boys. I asked that because I was having a crisis. Nah, you find out through time any bad experiences you had. There's usually something good you can find out of it. Rich ass? No, I'm very not rich. I just am not good with money. One cheap thing you bought that massively improved your life. LOL mood. Yeah, fuck, I don't know, dude. These are good questions. I'm just not good at answering questions. That's something you'll find out about me. If I can think of anything and tell you next time. When are you joining Weezer? I already am in Weezer. Just listen to Matt Sharp's vocals. I can hit the same notes, baby. Let's put it over here so my stupid head isn't blocking it. There we go. Cold Coca-Cola versus warm Coca-Cola versus hot Coca-Cola. I'm gonna have to go with cold Coca-Cola. I have not tried it hot. I have heard that that's a thing. So now I'm interested. Rose, what did you do?
How's that ass feel?
Now I see why you asked me if I watch Sunny. Ass feels pretty good. A little fat, really. Okay, is there anything else here, guys? Did you guys start posting things? No, it's First Gone Wild, baby! I hate this. Purse would make it 8 tickets? I would like 7 tickets to book, please? What the fuck do you mean? What does this mean? I don't even get it, but I'm gonna give you karma, I guess. Put that Coke in a kettle and boil it up. People say that, dude. What does this mean? I don't get this. Okay, boomer. I'm not even. I'm a millennial. I don't get your Kung Fu Panda deep fry joke. Is this a politics thing? All right, we checked it. We checked it, lads. Thank you guys. If you don't know what just happened, that was my Reddit. You guys should go post on there. Keep updating the AMA page. That is a amazing emo. Oh my god, it's yours. I love that. Yeah, so that was my Reddit. You guys can go post things on there. It's goofy, but it's fun, and I'll check it every stream and see what's going on. I'm glad that fucking Frobeard put in pictures and I didn't know about it. Oh, you can put them whenever, Drew. That's like, I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna go check them every stream, so. I'll check it again next stream and there'll be more stuff. It's bedtime for me, pals. That's understandable. I will probably, I don't know how far I'll go on this. I'm not tired at all. But it is midnight and I feel weird. Like, I don't know. I always feel weird streaming so late. But, I do want to finish the ice cavern. Well, the water temple's next. All right, we'll do a few things as a kid, but we're not gonna start the water temple tonight. We'll do that next time. Thanks for a good time as always. Thank you for being here. You're an insane supporter of my stream, and you're a really good friend, Claire, so thank you for hanging out. Nightler, what's up, homie? Just in time for nice cavern. I actually really like this place. That's what I was telling everybody. Yeah, you can't do that. It's a very cozy place. Did I just do this first try almost? Much love. Talk to you later. Much love, Claire. Have a good night. How you doing? I'm doing good, dude. How have you been, Nightler? I'm still working on my my Zeldas. I think we should go for this next. Okay. Shit, I was hoping you were gonna beat this tonight. Wait, like beat the whole game? fucking wish I was that fast at it. Wait, we don't even need fire. Don't we already have like 3 of them? Maybe we used one. We did use one. Might as well grab more. Good night, fellow weeb Markers. Excuse me? Markers has never told me this. Marcus is a weeb in the shadows in my stream. Good night, Claire. Okay, we need to get one more over here now. Oh, I should have jumped in the air and grabbed those 63 rupees. Oh well. Can we push this straight over? Yeah, we can. Nani? I had my weeb days. Tormund, what's up, buddy? How you doing, Tormy? Yeah, that's also that's another reason I don't want to stay up too late, because I gotta try to get myself up tomorrow. Wow. Alright. This is just gotta get shoved off. This room isn't as bad as I remember. Just like every other puzzle I thought was hard as a kid. This ain't so bad. What did we push it forward first? And then sideways. And then up. I think I already figured it out. And then here. Can we actually get to this from here? Yeah, we can. Alright. Hell yeah. I have no idea how you're supposed to get those red rupees, but... Unless you're supposed to... No, that doesn't make sense either. Wait, maybe he can grab those. How the hell are you supposed to grab those? I have no idea. One day I'll stream me going through my anime phase? Excuse me? What do you mean? Ah, shit. This is supposed to be over more. I think it's supposed to be at that one. I don't know how to do math. Okay, Mr. Person, I'm gonna go to bed too. Enjoy your Zelda 2. Thank you. I love Zelda 2. Thanks. Oh, no, don't do that! Thank you for the raid and everything, Matt. Have a good night, brother. Yeah, we're dumbass kids, exactly. It's just frustrating. You're a lot of anime and Minecraft. Sounds like the Rick I know. Alright, now we push this. We need to get this over like right here. No, it needs to stop right here, which is possible. How? Okay, it is taking me a minute to figure this one out. Oh no. Look what I said above. I entered anime Beavis and Butthead into an art show my mom friend. Oh my god, what? Doesn't even sound real. Okay, that's gonna go off a ledge. No, but it's actually in a worthless spot, so. Okay. If I'm getting a little bit stuck on it now, okay, maybe I understand why I couldn't do it as a kid. This would... It's not gonna stop far enough there. Oh, I think you don't want to push it forward. Yeah, okay, I figured it out. You don't want to push it forward. Yo, I heard this game is in the Spawn extended universe. God damn it, Tormy. One day I'll play Spawn for you. One day. Alright, I think I figured this out. Hopefully it gives me room. It will. Okay. Dude, Markers, you have just been rolling in on those bashes every time, dude. Okay, Boomerang. I just saw that you said that, and I'm happy. I'm happy about it. There we go. Spawn is a bitch of a game? That worries me. It's gonna kick my ass. Gotta take back number 1. Aren't you number 1? Oh my god, Shane has it now. I forgot. God damn. My phone is doing things. I need to... Yeah, I need to clear out whenever it sends me Reddit notifications, because I don't want to read the AMA stuff. Oh no, did you just send me anime Beavis and Butthead? We probably could have kept 2 of those fairies. I remember needing way more blue fire than that. I think there's some you can use like back at Zora's Domain or something. This room is sick. This is the coolest looking room in the game. Look at this shit. This is insanely cool. Space room. What's up, homie? All right, we got Deku nuts for days. We got hammers. Why are you not affected? Fuck you. Alright, that was easy. Yeah, Wolfos are cool. I gotta head back to bed. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Yeah, I gotta get to bed soon too, but we'll get there. Tormy, have a great night. Thanks for coming and saying hi, dude. I will see you soon. Iron boots, baby! So heavy you can't run, so heavy you can't float. Blah, 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 blah. You came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. They're all dead. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. Wait, you just said they're dead! I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. He boot too big for he goddamn feet! See you soon, boyo. See you, Tormy. What are you saying, Markers? Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads you to the temple. Do da 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 da. Childish mind will turn noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. Oh, you said shika shika. Shika shika. Now I see what you said. Why is Link's face so small? What do you mean? What's your favorite Warp song? This one's pretty damn good. Possibly this one, honestly. I really do like the Water Temple Warp song, even though I hate the Water Temple. Serenade of Water, baby. How cold is it where you are? What's up, Kyle? Freaking Kyle laid back. It's pretty fucking cold. I mean, it was like snowing recently. Spirit Temples, I can't even remember what it sounds like. That's the problem. Let's look up the weather. How cold is it where I am? 40 degrees. That actually seems kind of high for how cold it's been. Old Illinois weather. Boot too big. I don't remember what Spirit Temple sounds like. Alright, so now you go in this little pool. Cold ass water. Then you can use the boots. If you start choking, take off those boots. Yeah, we need the water tunic next. So we can breathe underwater. Don't really know how clothes make you breathe underwater, but they do. I live in Florida, so I have to hear about cold from you northerners. I don't complain about the cold. I like it being cold. I hate the heat, so You won't hear me complain about it. But Florida, yeah, I'm sure every time someone tells you it's cold, you're like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about, idiot. It's 46 there. It's the one that goes do 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 do. No, wait, that's the Serenade of Water, dude. That's the wrong one. No, I only brought one out. I think there's a second one you can use somewhere. God damn it. We're at 70-ish? Jesus, that sounds amazing. Yeah, we barely got a fall. But I like fall as well. What's up, you fat fish idiot? Speak to me. Do you have your heat on? No. I don't. I don't even turn my heat on. Everyone that comes to my house is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I like it cold. Oh, I've come back to life. Was it you who saved me? My fucking, my power bill, I just got it today. It was half of what it normally is. Kind of amped about that. Because I was like running my AC while it was hot. And now that it's cold, I'm not running anything. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. Even though I have no pants on, I'm not gonna do anything to you. As an expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. Oh, he gives you a free one. I don't remember. I didn't remember that. I thought you had to buy one. Well, hell yeah. This is my favorite tunic in the game, for obvious reasons. Haha, blue man. But this, I'll wear this tunic the rest of the game. Okay, yeah, the princess went to the temple. Yeah, I thought you had to buy it from the shop too. Apparently I was wrong. What, Navi? Its iron boots look like they weigh a ton. Wow, great fucking observation. Oh, this is it. It's the shop. That's what you need the blue fire for. Well, we don't need the shop, so it's fine. Technically, instead of walking, we can warp to most of the places now. This is his best outfit, dude. It looks amazing. He's got his blue-ass eyes, and he's got the blue-ass tunic with it. Are you gonna 100% this? No, but I am trying to get everything that I can. So, like, I've been looking for Skulltulas and stuff like that. Each one that I can find. I've been doing my best, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to 100% everything. Is it pretty chilly? I can't see behind my green screen, but it's probably like 60 in my apartment. It's probably less than that. It might be around 60 in my apartment. That poor Zora shopkeeper will stay stuck there forever. Look, dude, I'm sorry. Stop raining. Did I just make it rain more? Oh, wait. Do you have to do this after the water temple? I don't remember. Is that the moon coming up? What's happening? Yeah, it's getting very dark. I would assume the sun just went down. We don't use heat. Yeah, 60 is pretty chilly. Dude, I like it cold. I just put a blanket on. I don't know. I'm putting Banjo-Kazooie music in my spooky top 10. You should, dude. I got some good spooky music. Okay, you don't have to wait. But to get there, I have to wait till the water's back. So, technically, you do have to wait. That's how you get the fire arrow. It's called Song of Storms for a reason. Well, it was already raining. So I thought maybe, you know, we need to go inside the shack because we haven't talked to the guy yet, and he can give us the better scale. It storms until you finish the temple. That's kind of what I thought. There's something in here as well. Don't climb it. We have to use the AC 11 months out of the year. That's fucking insane to think about. Holy shit. I think it's a cow. Okay, well, it's not what either of us expected. 5 bombs for 40 rupees? Fucking scam, dude. This would only be useful in the randomizer. 30 arrows for 70 rupees. You suck. Five Dekunits for 20 rupees. That's... God, our prices are ass. Do you remember the Nut Shack meme? Yes, I do know what Nut Shack is. It's the Nut Shack. Okay. Did we plant one here? We did. I don't think we've been over here as an adult yet. Actually, I'm like pretty sure we haven't. I knew that fucking bird was gonna fuck me over. I hate those things. Oh, beautiful shot. This thing goes so far away too. Stupid little plant. There we go. We have to kill the birds. They're assholes. Everyone yelled at your school? I didn't know anyone that knew it. I just knew it. Alright, that was our first one for a new container. It was so sad, Jade. Jade, I thought, okay, you said night to Tormy earlier, and I thought you were leaving at first, and I was like, no wait, she isn't leaving, it's Tormy. And then still in my head, I was like, okay, Jade left. So you said something, and I was like, oh, Jade's still here. Yeah, because she never left. Today I learned my friend sells crochet dongers. Me thinks I have a new craft project. This is a great theme as well. This might be one of the best songs in the game, honestly. Pretty fucking good. Hello there, son. I'm researching the process of making medicine. Oh, right. Right. Well, can you cheat with the iron boots or whatever? Because you gotta do the, oh, this shit's scary, dude. This is part of the reason that I fucking hate this shit, dude. Show me that as a kid, and I'm like, okay, anytime I'm ever swimming in a pool now, and I see the little, like the lights, the little ring lights, or the fucking, why'd they put that there? Or the, little, gratings, I think of this. Yeah, it is a paper shark, you're right. Why did they put this here? No, it's like 3D. No, it's very not 3D. It's weird. Hello? Hey! I need a hook shot to kill you. Alright, get rid of that. Inverted. Alright. Yeah, we need to do the diving game here, but I really don't remember how to set it up. I don't know if you have to do the potion stuff first. Because don't we, like, need that for the water temple? You may not have noticed, but I've been watching you. You dove 2 meters, but I wouldn't call that a real dive. Okay. So you can't cheat it. I think it's as a kid. Is it? Jesus, man. You have to do so much stuff as a kid. You know, I've noticed 6 meters. You should be able to dive deeper. Can you not just cheat it by putting on the boots? I thought you could. It works. Okay, it works as both. You get it from fishing. Oh, he gives you a heart piece for doing it. He doesn't give you the scale. Am I thinking of Majora's Mask? I'm getting confused. I got the heart piece from fishing. Okay. I didn't know there were more rewards because we caught the big ass fish in as a kid, and we got a piece of heart. I'm staying up this late in a while. I'm sorry that I'm keeping you up. I always feel bad streaming so late. We won't be doing another temple, so I'm just kind of going around and making sure there's other shit that we don't forget about. I hear a song once, I never forget it, baby. I don't remember what the hell we set as a song. Oh, we need to take the plant to get there. I think. Because the water's down. The game really wants us to go into the water temple before we do anything. And I don't want to go in there yet. I really don't. Alright, I think this will take us over there. Yep. Beautiful. I'm hungry. Don't eat. It's too late. Me and Rick are keeping each other on track with this whole eating better and exercising thing. So I have to yell at him. Don't get mad at me, chat. I'm not being mean to Rick. I'm just helping. Alright, here we go. Hey, mister. I remember you. It's been a long time. How many years has it been? 7? What have you been doing all this time? You're my only customer. I'm almost out of business. Seriously. On top of that, my hair. I mean, never mind. Well, do you want to go fishing? It costs only 20 rupees. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. Maybe we have to catch the big fish as an adult. I'm all mixed up. I know, it's hard. Okay, you and Rick estimate. I didn't know if you were still here, Kyle. Look, Kyle, I don't have to worry about you. You're a strong, independent man. But yeah, Kyle's also doing it with us. Listen here. Listen here, you little man. I don't think this is the big fish I want. It isn't. Where's the big one? This is very close to me. Alright. Don't like act like I was the one who started it. Okay. Don't get mad at me, Daddy Kyle. Did not mean to upset you. It's too close to me, I bet. Can you catch a fish when it's that close to you? Come on, boys. You know you want it. Jesus. Okay. Navi's going over here for some reason. Dude, we caught the other fish so fast. It was ridiculous. This is a baby ass fish. I don't even want this. You thought it was as a child. Yeah, see, we caught one as a child. But... no. But then why does it let you do as an adult? Isn't there like... I think there's a second one you can catch. It gives you the scale. Because you can do this as both. What's up, Frank? How you doing? Wah, 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 wah. It's right there. That's him. That is fucking him. Come on. You fucking son of a bitch. That's him, dude. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. He's too close. Maybe I need to back up a bit. No. There we go. Go for him. You caught the snake boy? I caught the one that gives you a piece of heart, and he was really big. If that's who you're talking about. I don't know if you want to keep reeling or what you want to do. What interests fish? He keeps coming for it. God damn it. I don't remember what all you have to catch. I just remember that you can catch the really big one and it gives you shit. I don't know how you get the better scale. I remember getting it though, so... This fucking son of a bitch is just not interested in it. You're probably too close. Okay, well, I know where he is. If you wiggle it to the side, it helps. Is this even the big guy now? This is, yeah. Come on. Come on, big boy! Grab that shit! Look, he's interested in it. No! Why won't he go on it? We've almost got him. No, I don't even want you. Let go. Let go! I know, I don't want him. Oh no. Navi, stop Z targeting that. Try just wiggling and not reeling. Okay. I gotta reel it like a little bit, right? What? Okay, I think the reason I go to this tree is because, like, our strat as kids was we knew that the big fish was near the tree, but maybe standing behind it is not a good idea. So just shoot for it, but maybe don't stand behind it because it keeps running into it. Do the Mario. Excuse me? Wait, what is that down there? That looks like a different fish as well. See, now it's like not close enough, you know? I'll swing your arms from side to side. I see. Okay, this isn't the one. Pretty sure, but it is a fish. No! Just have patience, like IRL. It's hard in a video game. You can fish all day in real life and be patient, but streaming it and having it be in a game is very hard. Come on, fish. Please. Alright. I think he's still way over there, the really big one. Yeah, he is. He's right there. He's not interested anymore. This is tough. I don't even know if we need to be catching this as an adult, so this might be a waste of time. I spent my 20 rupees, okay? One of them's called like the Hylian Loach or whatever. Which one is that? This is just a normal ass fish. You have a meme of me in your folder and I have no facial hair. It weirds you out. It's too close to me. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Can we use bombs here? Oh no, that's where the water's coming out. I see. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. No! He sniped it, dude. There's a... Wait, where? Is it this one? Because that was... No. Where? How do you get that, Jin? Is it in here? Honestly, I don't know that I've ever caught that. I thought the Hylian Loach was just the big one, but I guess a loach is like an eel. I had him like all the way up here. He did it again! God damn it, these other fish. Oh, maybe it is. Jesus. Well, that one's worse than our last one. Pearl, what's up, dude? Who's this sexy man on cam? You're too sweet. How you doing, Pearl? I can't catch the big fish, man! What's the point of... Is there anything you can do as an adult here, then? Is the fishing game just worthless? Let me... I didn't mean to pause it. Leave and come back? Okay. Yeah, I've fucked around the fish too many times. Is he gonna charge me again, though? Probably. I want to quit. Oh, just keep leaving and coming back until you find it? Is it random? How the hell does it work? Oh, we're gonna put on the boots and just walk around in here. I was gonna save it for next time, unless there's something you really want me to see on there. About to just start grabbing fish. Should be at the log. Okay. Maybe it has to be as a kid. I don't want to waste too much time on it if maybe I have to be a kid to see it. I don't know, we caught a huge fish in like 2 seconds the first time we came here. So I don't know. Should be at the log. Is it a random spawn or maybe I don't know. Maybe I caught the biggest thing. Oh, okay. So it must be adult? What the hell? I don't get this. I want to catch it though. Now I'm interested in catching it. I just feel like it's this big boy, you know? This fish is so huge. I think that's the one I already caught though. But you're saying it's like an eel. Are you trying to get the gold scale? Yeah, I don't know that I ever got it. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know that it has many uses anyway, once you have the iron boots, but How the back of your chair was looking behind your head for a second. I thought you had a mullet. Like you saw a little bit of it. Here, I'm trying to figure out the angle I can get that at. Like that. That does look like that, eh? I guess we can do it whenever, yeah. I'll look into it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out next time. Alright. Tuesday night. I shouldn't stay up too late, and I shouldn't keep others up. I know you guys would just leave if you had to go, but... Well, Oh, actually, we need to get the Begoron sword before we go into the water temple. For the Dark Link fight? Do we have the thing that takes us back to the Temple of Time yet? No. Oh, you have to go back there after you get the Minuetta Forest and Sheik will teach it to you, yeah? Maybe we should go do that. Alright, yeah, Navi, I know. Alright, we'll go to the Temple of Time and we'll save there. I think against a mullet, I have one and I'm missing both of my front teeth. Now I'm kind of jealous, Pearl. Now you make me wish I had one. That is not the song I wanted to play. No. No. I always get those two songs mixed up. I always have. Like, not to what they go to, but I just always type them in wrong. I just found all these old alert things I was making you a super long time ago. They're really bad. What were you making? I'm confused. Alerts you were making me? Alright. We need to just go back to Castletown. Yeah, we need to learn the song that teleports us to, or the Prelude of Light or whatever. No, you need the Prelude of Light to go back to the temple. I never went back and learned it. Like, I haven't went back and became a kid since we did the Forest Temple. Because Sheik was in front of it, so... So you had images as alerts? Oh, okay. I know which ones you're talking about. Those aren't bad. No, I never learned the song to warp there. 'Cause the Song of Time won't take me there. Fuck you. Alright. The town's still gonna be all fucked up because it is the entire time you're an adult. Which sucks. Alright. Yeah, we never came back here, and like we've talked to Sheik in multiple locations, just not at the Temple of Time, so that was my bad. It's kind of stupid. We didn't need to go back here really though. We will for side quest stuff now. So hopefully he'll be in here to teach us the song. I hope. Okay. Yeah, we we could have done this before the Fire Temple. You destroyed the wicked creatures that haunted the temple and awakened the sage. But there are still other sages who need your help. In order to awaken all the other sages, you must become even more powerful. You must travel over mountains, underwater, and even through time. If you want to return to your original time, return the Master Sword to the pedestal of time. By doing this, you will travel back in time 7 years. Yeah, this is just a step we forgot. You can come back here after the Forest Temple. Dude, look at this. What is this? Oh, hell yeah. That looks sick, dude. Look at this, boys. Hell yeah. The time will come when you'll have to return here quickly. I will teach this to you when that time comes. Song to return you, the Prelude of Light. This is what I was talking about. You can't play the Song of Time to get back here. Bop, boop, bop, bop. Now we can warp back here whenever we want, and it's not so bad. Ba-da, ba-da-da-da. So next time I guess we'll get the Begoron sword and then do the water temple? Yeah? You've learned the Prelude of Light. Hell yeah, baby. As long as you hold the Ocarina of Time and the Master Sword, you hold time itself in your hands. Don't meet again. See ya, bitch. Shit, is this God of War? Excuse me? PS2, right? Yeah, this is it. This is the one. Do I need to become a kid? I was half listening. You going offline soon? I am going to save here. And yeah, we got the song. Next time we're gonna do Water Temple and what else are we gonna do? We're gonna get the Begoron sword. So next stream, Water Temple. Woo. Yeah, I know. This God of War game, really weird. Hell yeah, look at that. Oh god, I don't miss those alerts, honestly. They were cute, but I'm going to bed myself. Well, guys, thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna find some lovely person to raid. I hope you guys enjoyed Zelda. I got so many raids and stuff tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the resubs and the follows and such. And let me go see who we could possibly raid. I enjoyed having you here, Rose. Thank you, guys. Twitch is live streaming. Why did it put that at the top of my thing? Let's see. Ba 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 ba. Nooblet Pixel is streaming, and she rated us last time. Where the fuck is she in Pokemon? Time for the first gym. Level 30 though? Is she like really high level? You fat son of bitches. Excuse me? Are you talking to me? No, do not. We will make a raid message. Hopefully, maybe they're going for a little while longer.
Crabs, but I think they're silverfish. I didn't even read it.
Is Reboot there?
Water? Is
it just Nooblet? No, everybody. What are you talking about? No, we're not. We're not doing that. No. No. You guys are ruining my image. No. Rick is clever as fuck. Oh, it's almost as if we haven't done that 300 times. Did you just find my stream, Barley? No, I'm gonna make it much love. Much love. Much love. Alright. Alright, we're gonna raid Nooblet because she's streaming and what are you talking? You're spewing nonsense to me. Let's raid Nooblet because she raided us last time. And she's playing Pokemon, so it's really chill over there. Is this God of War? Good night, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream of God of War. Rick banned prostate. Oh no. Yo, good night, dog stranger. Love you guys. Have a good night.